I have a backpack problem. I love cameras, and a lot of people say there's no one perfect camera. I also think that's true about backpacks. For the last year and a half, I've been using the Moment Everyday backpack, 28 liters, and it's a good backpack. It's served me well, but there's a few things that just don't fit with my ideal backpack image. It's made out of ripstop. I have not ripped it, and even if I did, it should stop at the next little square here. It's got a decent water bottle holder, although I've got my little tripod in it right now, and it's got elastic that's held up pretty well. But the big thing about this backpack that I can't live with any longer is the fact that it wants to be splayed open. They call it the everyday backpack, but it is really a photo bag, and it really wants to be opened like this. But my ideal backpack just sits on the ground and I open the top and I dig it out like a rucksack. I don't know, I've just had Jansport backpacks for most of my life, and I think I'm going back. So I think this video is gonna be three things. It's gonna be kind of a review of the Moment backpack and a review of my new backpack, the 32 liter Jansport Main Campus in this cool purple galaxy print, and a what's in my bag kind of everyday carry thing. Just a review of what I like to carry with me every day. So to wrap up the review of the Moment Everyday Bag, very high quality materials. I haven't broken a zipper. The zippers are YKK, they're very nice. The mesh that I was worried I might rip has held up, and there are a lot of pockets. Almost too many pockets, but just about the right amount of pockets for me. Maybe just like 4 pockets too many. But the main thing that I don't care for is if I really want to go through and find something in my bag, I need to find 4.5 feet by 2 feet to lay this out, and it's gonna be on the ground. I can't just put it like, I can't stand and put it in a chair. I've got to sit down at a table or be at a desk and splay this thing open. And I know a lot of photo backpacks are like this, but it's just not for me. I do have the Moment Photo Cube, and I may put this in my new backpack, we'll see. But I have the previous generation one, and the little hooks for it are on this side, on this long side, but for this generation of backpack, they need to be on this side to actually latch into the backpack. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that on the top camera. Like this just like slides around. The current generation one looks just like this, but it just doesn't lock into this backpack, which is kind of a bummer that they didn't keep the stuff consistent there. Good backpack, just not for me. I lived with it for 1.5 years, but the fact that I just couldn't most of the time I just want to like take my backpack off, set it on a chair, grab the thing I want, zip it back up and put it back on my back. But this is just too many steps. Second thing, what do I carry with me in my bag? See, I want to just set this bag right next to me and pull things out and show you what I carry. Let's start with the camera capsule thing. Like I've got the lid, and you can fold it back and tuck it out of the way so it can just be like open at the bottom of the bag. Pretty handy there. Got a cloth. I'm a sweaty guy. Got my battery charger for my camera. I guess my everyday carry camera right now is still the Canon R6 Mark II. This is just my grab and go camera. It's enough megapixels, it's good video. I can do up to 4K 60 without a crop, which, you know, a lot of cameras in this price range, you can do up to 4K 60, but you're gonna crop down to APS-C. This is the one for me for vlogging. I currently have the 50mm EF lens and the 24mm RF lens, but I still never got a 15-35 RF lens. I think maybe I might be selling some lenses and getting that, and that'll just be the lens that lives on this camera for vlogging. I also typically carry a little tripod. This one is like a Ulanzi one. I think it's more of like a 360 cam invisible stick tripod, so I don't actually put this camera on here. This is mostly, for example, because I have the switch pod right now on my desk to make this video. So usually it's the switch pod, but I have this one for example. I don't typically carry this with me every single day, but this is that Belkin Auto thing. So I can put this on here and put my phone on here and it'll follow me around as I'm recording a video. So sometimes if I am just recording a video by myself out and about and I don't have a camera operator, this can be my camera operator. KF94 masks. I do still wear a mask when I'm covering events and it's a huge space and there's just a ton of people that I don't know where they've been, and I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get norovirus or whatever. I'm still wearing masks in big group situations. Battery. This battery is great. It can power the camera. It can power my MacBook. It can power my phone. It's a great battery. I think it is, I don't know, I put gaffer tape on it just like in case I need some gaff tape. I can pull this off and use the gaff tape. But it's not 99 watt hours. It's a little bit less. But it's solid. I have this crazy Anker. Is it Anker? Yeah, I think this is an Anker power brick. It's very long. I believe it's 65 watts of power delivery to these 2 ports here. And then I think this is like 20 watts to the USB-A. So their thing is that it's kind of long and heavy and it might pull itself out of a weak US socket. They came up with this little like suction cup thing. This is one of the older power bricks I've had for a while. I'm not worried about what happens to it if it's in my bag. I have slimmer ones, but they're like in camera cases and other stuff ready to go. This one, like if my bag gets stolen, this is kind of the worst one that I have, so I will be less sad if I lose it or if I loan it to someone and they don't give it back. I'm not as worried about that power brick. Bag of dongles. I don't really have time to go through this entire bag of dongles, but I've got wired headphones, all the SD card, HDMI. I've got the little TikTok microphone, an HDMI capture card. Actually, I might have 2 HDMI capture cards in here. USB-C, Lightning, headphone extensions, 3.5 to 6.5 millimeter headphone adapter, all kinds of fun stuff. I can, find myself in a weird situation. I can usually adapt my way out of it. I have the V&D adapter for EF for this camera here. That's the Mikey one. I do have the Canon one. It's on my C70, which would be like, that's weird. The C70 has internal ND. I leave the clear one on there to protect the sensor because it doesn't have a shutter to close the shutter. I have a spare battery for the R6. I have a bubble level. This came with something and I was just like, that's cool. And I left it in here. And the small rig multi-tool, very handy. It's saved my butt a bunch of times just having that in the bag. That is it for the little, oh, and another cloth. This one is the Magic Fiber. These are great as long as you keep them clean. Those are really good lens cloths and cleaning your glasses cloths. So I keep one in just about every bag. That's the camera cube. What else do I have in the backpack itself? I have my lunch pail. I try to pack a lunch as often as I can. This is like a 10-year-old neoprene lunch pail I got at Cupertino. It's covered in cat hair. The neoprene really attracts cat hair. It's technically by Arctic Zone, so you probably can't get an Apple branded one anymore, but you could probably still get one from Arctic Zone. I love it. It's great. Okay, let's zip this main area back up. Let's take a look at the laptop sleeve. So here I would normally have my iPad. I try not to take my MacBook places. Again, I'm trying to like minimize risk. And the thing, I would rather, if my bag got stolen, have my iPad get stolen than my MacBook. And I can almost do everything except for like do the finishing touches of a YouTube video on the iPad. I can at least like import the footage and do a first cut. But there are like plugins I like to use in Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve to finalize a video. It has both a full-size laptop sleeve and a tablet sleeve. I could run with both if I needed to, but I usually just take the iPad. But this is the stand-in for it. This is that Logitech keyboard. I broke the keyboard and Logitech's like, you're out of warranty. It's been more than a year. We won't send you a replacement keyboard. So that's dumb. And it was just in my backpack. It was like in my backpack, and then I woke up one morning and the keys had popped off. Bummer. I also have my Lego passport. I made a video about this before. You go to a Lego store, you get stamped, and you can collect them all. This is the newer one. I got this last year in 2024 in Portugal. So I have a bunch of 2024. I've got Lisbon right here. So that is great. I have my COVID vaccination card. Not that many people are asking to see that these days. I've got a 1 terabyte SSD from Crucial, and I put a MagSafe sticker magnet on it so I can stick it to my phone for recording ProRes log on there. I've got business cards. I have a USB-C to USB-A adapter. This one came with my Angelbird card reader. But I have stuff like that in the bag of dongles as well. AAA battery for my Bose old Quiet Comfort headphones. Nail clippers. I don't know. I just get little weird cuticle things that I need to trim off at any time. Keep a set of nail trimmers in there. More business cards. And then the pins, my everyday carry pins, are the Muji clicky pin, 0.5 millimeters, a Sharpie, a Bic mechanical pencil. I have this other pin. Oh, it's from Live View. They do wireless transmission systems. That pin I don't really use, but I've got it in case I accidentally lose my Muji. And then I've got my 2nd generation Apple Pencil for my iPad Pro, M1 iPad Pro. I would love to get an M4 iPad Pro, but this other iPad, it's holding up okay. The battery is still lasting long enough. Aside from like some minimal speed gains, I can't really see upgrading my iPad until it totally dies. Let's see, there's some other pockets here. This is mostly just like hygiene stuff. I will carry a toothbrush with me in case I've eaten something gross for lunch and then I still have meetings in the day. So there should be toothpaste in here as well. I may be out of toothpaste. Got an inhaler. I live in the Central Valley of California. Air quality is terrible. Inhaler is necessary. Even if you've like never had asthma in your life and then you come to Fresno and you're like, I can't breathe, you need an inhaler. Earplugs and some cortisone. I get that stuff bites me. I am a mosquito magnet, so I need to stop itching so I don't scratch that. And again, more antihistamine, some ibuprofen, and other more itching relief stick, and some editor stickers. Let's see. And last but not least, deodorant. Because sometimes, again, I'm a sweaty guy. Sometimes I get stinky. I need to put deodorant on in a pinch. Okay, I think that's everything. There's a little front pouch. I don't really keep anything in here. There's like a little spot to put your keys. You want to keep your keys in your bag. But I don't keep anything in there. But Moment Bag, thank you for your service. I think I'm going to be donating this or giving it to a family member. Oh, look, there are some spots where I started to like rip the front, and yeah, it didn't just like tear all the way down. So that's great. Sturdy bag, just not my cup of tea in terms of the way it's laid out, that kind of traditional photo backpack layout. So I'm returning to my roots. A Jansport bag. This is supposed to be like 32 liters. It's supposed to be even bigger than the 28 liters of that bag. It's not as tall. I could have lived with a little bit taller. That would be nice. I like the height of this bag. I'm just shy of 6 feet tall. I'm like 5'11 and 3/4, and I liked the height of this bag, the way it fit, basically from my shoulders to just above my butt. So this will be a little bit shorter, but it will expand deeper, which in some ways isn't ideal. But when I don't have it full up, it's got little cinches. I can keep it compact if I don't have this thing packed to the brim, which hopefully, ideally, day to day, I do not have it packed to the brim. But when I need to travel, I can. This bag, it's always this size. I don't really smush it down, and especially with, where did I put it? The camera cube, it's basically always fully expanded. And I don't make any like space savings from not filling it up. And oftentimes I would completely fill it up. And pack it to the brim. Took it to Portugal last summer, and it was packed to the gills because I did take a computer and an iPad and this camera and a couple of lenses, so it was packed. Okay, so how am I gonna lay out this stuff in here? There's kind of 3 voids here. The most back void I think is meant for a computer. So let me put that iPad keyboard in here, for example. But there's no there's not a ton of padding. There's some padding here. Does the padding continue to the next section? It does. There's a little bit of padding here. It's from the second section to the third section. There is not really padding between these sections. There's a little pouch here where it's not very deep. It only goes maybe like 6 inches down, and then but it's kind of long. So I have weird pins or pencils. They could probably go in here. And then I've got the main front. This is typically where people keep their pens and pencils and miscellaneous things. It is, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches deep. And then there are spots there's a little clip for your keys, 2 spots for pencils and pens. And this one there's another little one that's maybe 6 or so inches, 5 inches wide. And that's where I can put all my business cards and stuff. So let's start from the small section and work our way back to the big section. Let's start with the pens and pencils. These are the pens. I probably won't continue with the Live View pen for now. Sharpie, Apple Pencil, Mechanical Pencil, Muji pen. Let's drop those into the designated pin spots. And I didn't realize when I bought this that the inside was going to be white. Typically, I thought they were black, but the Galaxy print is what I wanted, and maybe that's just why we've got white. Ooh, I can fit the Muji pen and the Mechanical Pencil together, but I can't fit the Sharpie with anything else. It kind of takes over the whole space, so this one's going to go into the bigger space here, and the Apple Pencil. Maybe I will continue to keep the Live View pen just to kind of fill that out so it doesn't slide out. Okay, and then I'm going to take the business cards again. Drop those in there. The Lego passport. I guess I don't really need my COVID vaccine card anymore, but what the heck? Let's put it in there. What did I drop? I dropped the deodorant. Where do I want to put the deodorant? I guess just in the front part of this. And then, yeah, these other hygiene things can go in here. I guess the itchy stuff. Earplugs. Maybe I'll put the earplugs. Does the toothbrush fit in here? I need another travel little tube of toothpaste. I don't know when I see my dentist next. I think I just saw the dentist, so it might be a little while. I can put the inhaler. Yeah, I'll put it up here. A little more easy access in an emergency. I need it. And if the stickers fit in here, yep, they do. That's great. That'll go in here. So I have 2 kind of big voids, and I think I want to save one for travel, and I can put some clothes in there. So I just don't want to fill that one up. I think I'm just gonna keep that one and then put the rest of the stuff in the void. And there's some things that aren't gonna go back. The phone, Belkin, camera operator, dealio. Let's see what the camera cube looks like inside of the Jansport bag. And I don't think I'm gonna do this because I think it's gonna require me to make the backpack be basically at full thickness. Actually, I don't hate that. I don't hate how thick this is yet. I probably will once I start putting more stuff in there. So let's start here. I want it to go the other way. I want to spin this around. I like it. Battery's going back in the little side pocket area. ND filter is going to go back in its little side pocket as well. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in the little pocket I put the multi-tool in the little pocket. Let's put this back in here. The SSD I had with the pencils earlier, but I don't have a ton of space. Should I put it in here? Should I keep it in the pencil? I'm gonna put it in the back. We got it and its little USB-C cable. Need to figure out how to keep the USB-C cable with that. Oh, the clippers. These nail clippers will stay with some of this other hygiene stuff. Let's put it up here with the business cards. Yeah. This really needs to go in the dongle bag. So does this battery. These have escaped. Actually, this doesn't even need to be in this little baggie anymore. Put that in the trash. Okay. Dongle bag's gonna go inside the camera cube. So is the charger and the battery charger, the Canon battery charger, and then the camera and the lens. Ooh, I left this open. Need to close that. I do have like a screen protector on it, so I won't be scratching the actual camera. I'll be scratching the screen protector, which is replaceable, but if I can save some money by not replacing it all the time, I want to. Allergy medicine and headache medicine. That, if I put it way up in the front, it'll jingle around a lot. Maybe if I put it up here, it'll be a little more captive. It won't rattle around as much. I won't sound like a rattlesnake. Oh, I still do. Yeah, that's fine. I need a better pill container for the backpack. If you know of a better pill container for my allergy medicine and ibuprofen for my backpack, drop a link in the doobly-doo. Drop a link in a comment for me. Wipes, reusable wipes. Last but not least, the lunch pail going in. On the Jansport, I can at least flip this back. This kind of gets in the way of the zipper. It's to protect it and maybe to keep water out, which is great. But sometimes it just gets in the way of the zip, ease of zip. And on the moment, it has this little like flappy part. And this is how I would primarily open the bag. But this has no structural integrity. And if there's a lot of weight in here, it would just rip all the way open and everything would spill out, because I would stand the bag up and I'd open it a little bit to get my stuff and then it would just all spill out. And it also has this like captive protect the zipper thing, but sometimes it would get in the way. Right now it's zipping really clean, but there wasn't like an easy way to flip this back just to have the zipper exposed and get the zip out. I'm doing it right now, but the backpack is empty. When the backpack was full, this was hard to do. Ooh, let's cut the tags off. This is kind of nice. It's just a little piece of rope. It's not even plastic. There's another one. Yeah, there's another one over here. Some nice twine. That's great. I think the two things that I'm kind of disappointed about in this bag is the water bottle holder is just this like mesh, this nylon mesh. I'm gonna put the tripod in there for right now. I've ripped a lot of these. This one actually does feel more substantial than others. It's a little bit thicker plastic nylon mesh, which is nice. But just from like tossing my bag around, it'll scrape on something and then I'll have a hole and stuff will fall out. And I think I mentioned it before, it's a little thin. The sections between the two voids, this is kind of thin. I wish it was it was the same padding as the laptop sleeve padding between these two sections. Yeah. Okay, let's see. How does it look when I wear it? It's not too big, not too bad. It's it's a Jansport bag that's just a simple school bag, but it does have a little more substantial padding. It's got the mesh and then the foam underneath. So like a double nylon thing. But yeah, so the weight is definitely like down here, and it doesn't have like strap connectors in the middle to kind of keep it on your shoulders. Like the Moment bag has the go across your chest strap. But that's not a bad trade-off. I don't think that's too much there. And I really like the Galaxy print. I do wish that they would do the Galaxy print with the suede bottom. Here it's just all the way the nylon to the bottom. They do have a version of this, what, again, I keep forgetting the name, the Main Campus bag with the suede bottom, but they don't have it in the Galaxy print. They just have it in like blue, gray, black, and the like deep red, maroon red, just the classic Jansport colors. I used to have a maroon red bag with the suede bottom, but I think for what I need, this is fine. And I like this Galaxy print. That's just silly. But it went on sale. I was looking at this for a long time, and I was just continuing to live with the Moment bag, and it was like 60 bucks for the Jansport bag normally, but it went down to $40. The sub $50 price got me, so I wanted to try it out. But yeah, this is suede. This is the suede where sometimes they have the Jansport logo like that. This one has the little loop. I don't know what people do. Does anyone actually connect anything to this little loop here? I don't think I've ever done that. I do wish the laptop, most of the zippers have the nylon ties, and maybe this one just fell off in transit, but the laptop sleeve section doesn't have a loop. These are these YKK zippers? I can't remember if Jansport still uses YKK zippers. I think it says SBS zippers, so I don't know if they're the like self-lubricating zippers that YKK has the patent on, but they feel good, and most of the Jansport backpacks that I've had in the past feel pretty good. So final verdict for me, I think the Jansport bag, just having a rucksack that I can just set down and open up the zipper and grab what I need. I just need my camera. There it is. Put this back in and zip it back up. Although I'm gonna need to keep these kind of flipped back until it's rainy. This is my kind of bag. I really wanted to like the Moment bag. And there are some things I really like about it. These zipper pulls are great. The zippers are great YKK zippers. This material has been great. I think just the design wasn't for me. I could wear this all day. I traveled with it a bunch. Went to San Diego, went to Portugal. Did I take this to New York? Might have taken, no. I think I got this after New York. And, you know, this bag cost, I think, I did the Kickstarter for it, so I think it was less than $200, but I think when they just started selling it regularly, it was like $200. I think I got it for $150, and I got a year and a half out of it. But this bag was like under $50, and it might not last as long, but this brings me joy. And then, you know, if I rip a big hole in this bag, it does technically have like a good warranty. I've never followed up with Jansport on the warranty. It has a limited lifetime warranty. If I guess get a rip in it, limited lifetime warranty, I can go to jansport.com/warranty and see what they can do. But they'll probably be like, oh, you ripped it, you were traveling and you weren't handling it right and you ripped it. That's, you know, that's not part of the limited warranty. But, you know, I think if just a zipper pops off on its own from regular wear and tear, I think they'll cover that. But even then, I might want another design, you know, the backpack, like a wallpaper on your computer. You can change it depending on how you feel. And right now I feel Purple Galaxy, but you know, maybe I will want to go back to my original maroon bag with the suede bottom, just because that's what I'm feeling in a year or so. But I'm really hyped about this. I'm very excited about it. I hope you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.